What is going on, YouTube? And I would like to thank you for tuning in to the JDW Sports Talk Show. And today's episode, we're going to be going through every single game on the Kansas City Chiefs schedule, and we're going to be predicting every single game. So, real quick before I get into these predictions, I just want to talk about the team a little bit. As we see in that Super Bowl team, in that Super Bowl game, the Chiefs' biggest flaw was the offensive line, and that was their biggest priority in the offseason. And boy, did they hit on that priority because they got one of the better guards in the league in Joe Thuney. They got and they traded for a really solid left tackle in Orlando Brown Jr. And then they have a guy in LDT coming back from opting out last year. And this man, this Chiefs offensive line is a really solid offensive line again. It went from for a few weeks being one of the worst to coming right back up to one of the better offensive lines. And it's not only gonna help Patrick Mahomes, but it's also gonna help Clyde Edwards-Helaire and whoever else is in that backfield. I don't know if Damian. I don't remember his name. He's a running back. I don't know if he's coming back this year or not. I don't know if he's coming back to the Chiefs. He did wear number 25. Damian Williams, I think his name was. I don't know what's going to go on with him, but nonetheless, this team has hit where they needed to hit most, and the defense is a little better than people may think. They have some good corners, and of course, the all but be all, the best, or if not the best, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, in Patrick Mahomes. So, real quick before I get into predicting the schedule, just want to say, if you do enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Put those post notification bell on. I'm going to be doing all teams. I already did the AFC South. I'm starting the AFC West today. So let's get into this video. And I also did open up a Patreon page. So if you want some exclusive content, make sure to go check that out. So let's get right into it. Week 1. Boy, oh boy, we have ourselves a treat in Week 1. Kansas City Chiefs and the Cleveland Browns. Two Super Bowl contenders, in my opinion. I think the Browns are a much improved team. I mean, they were already really good last year. And now, you add in some of the more talent that they got, some of the more talents. Boy, oh boy, this team is even better. JOK, the steal of the draft. Anthony Schwartz, a speedster. Greg Newsome to the other side of Denzel Ward. They did sign a few linebackers, and they signed, a safety. I forgot his name, but he's from the Rams. He's an amazing safety. Nonetheless, a really good freaking team. Going up against another premier team in this league, in the Kansas City Chiefs, who we are talking about today. And the Chiefs are Patrick Mahomes, of course. As long as they have Patrick Mahomes, they're going to be contenders. And they're going to be that team in the AFC that you can be like, who's going to take them down? Who's going to get past them to get to the Super Bowl? That's what this Chiefs team is. And man, oh man, this Chiefs team is, as we know, scary on offense. And and with them adding that much talent on the offensive line makes it even more scary. You look at a guy in Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He is a really talented running back, and he had quite a few games last season where he showed what he is capable of. And now, with this much improved offensive line, granted, he did have those tackles last year. Don't forget, he did have those tackles before they got hurt, before, that big thing with them right before the Super Bowl. And that was huge, obviously. And we saw how important left tackles, how important the tackles are, how important the offensive line is. We saw how important it is. Patrick Mahomes was running for his damn life in that game. And now that he has this offensive line, he's going to have time. He's going to be able to take his time again. And then Clyde Edwards-Helaire is going to be able to run all over defenses. And if they get the running game going with Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, Mecole Hardman, Demarcus Robinson, and all these different speedsters, Byron Pringle, if they get the running game going, that's a wrap. That's it. You're not going to stop this offense. It's difficult enough to stop it when the running game isn't going. So, this team is going to beat the Browns week 1. This Kansas City Chiefs team is going to beat the Browns week 1. Let's get back to the games. I got on a little bit of a rant there, but yeah, I think they're going to beat the Cleveland Browns. Nonetheless, like I said, the Browns are a much improved team, but I just think that the Chiefs are a much better team. I mean, no, let's not say much better. I just think their offense is better. I would take Patrick Mahomes over Baker Mayfield, as many would, but Baker Mayfield is extremely talented. I'm not taking anything away from Baker Mayfield. He is still one of the better quarterbacks in the league. Um, they have a lot of weapons. They have a good tight end, good, awesome offensive line, awesome running back. So they really could keep Patrick Mahomes off the field, but Patrick Mahomes week one. Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes get all off season to prepare for it. Um, yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs in this one. Week two at the Baltimore Ravens, Sunday night game, which is going to be an awesome Sunday night game. But until the Ravens prove to me that they can match up well against the Chiefs, until they prove to me that they can keep up with this Chiefs team, I'm going to take the Chiefs every time. Because, these last few years they've had primetime games out the butt, right? And in every game the Ravens disappoint immensely in this game. And until the Ravens prove me otherwise, I know they added all these weapons and such, but they also lost some talent on defense. They lost some edge rushers. They lost some talent, but their cornerbacks are still amazing. Um, their linebackers are need to get better a bit. Their free safety could get better. It's basically the pass rush, which is going to get the teams, but it's not as good as it was last year. Don't get that twisted. And you know, maybe that balances out with the offense. But I want to see Lamar Jackson take over a game with his arm. And I know he's done it. But I want to see him do it in this big game Sunday night. And if he does that, then Lamar is locked. Then, I think people need to shut up about him not being able to throw. Because he can throw. He can absolutely throw a dime 50 yards down the field. People just want to talk crap and make memes about him. Well, when you're getting down and serious, the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson are an extremely talented team. And then we go to week three. They're at home versus the Los Angeles Chargers, a division opponent. I think this is going to be their first loss of the season. I don't think they have many, but I think this is going to be the first loss of the season versus Justin Herbert and his Chargers. That better offensive line, those running backs. It's kind of a similar game to the Cleveland Browns, if you ask me, but I think the Browns are a little more complete as a team. But I think, and then you would ask yourself, then why do I have the Chargers beating them? It's a division game. It's the first game. Justin Herbert's going to come in hungry. This team's going to come in hungry with that Brendan Staley defense. Brendan Staley is going to make that defense a lot better. That pass rush is going to be really good. Jerry Tillery, Joey Bosa. They have other guys on there. I just forget some of their names are on top of my head, but I just can't think of them. But the corners are solid. The linebackers are improving. Kenneth Murray is one of my favorite linebackers. He was one of my favorite linebackers coming out last year. But he's got to put it all together. And the safeties, of course, Derwin James, awesome. And then you go to the offense, of course, the offense line was much improved. The running backs, the wide receivers, they have a really deep wide receiver group. Their tight end could be better. McKitty, but nonetheless, I think the Chargers come out in this game with a win. And I think the Chiefs come out with the first loss. It's a division game. Early on in the season, Chiefs are going to have a little hiccup. I know that's not like the Chiefs, but that's my prediction. Week 4 at the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't think there's too much to really talk about here. The Eagles have one of the best defensive lines with rotation. Um, but that's not enough to beat the Chiefs. It may be enough to beat some other teams out there, but not the Chiefs, if you ask me. They could very easily win some games just because of their pass rush. The Philadelphia Eagles pass rush is that good. The cornerbacks, Darius Slay, big play Slay, is a solid cornerback. Um, Other than that, man, on defense, there's not really much, man. It's just going to be difficult for this Eagles team to pull out a win versus the Chiefs. But as we say, any given Sunday, but I'm going to take the Chiefs in the Week 4 matchup at Philadelphia. Week 5 at home versus the Buffalo Bills. AFC Conference Championship rematch, Sunday Night Football. Big game. Big game. But I'm going to have the Chiefs taking this game home. Um, it's going to be a really, really good game. Really fun offensive game. Both defenses are solid. Neither defense is amazing. Um, but I would take the Bills defense over the Chiefs defense. But as we saw last year, the Chiefs team really ran the ball really well on the Bills. And I think this is going to be another one of those games. I could see the Chiefs running all over the Bills again. It's just what I see, and I think the Chiefs come out with the win in this game. Week 6 at the Washington Football Team. This could be a really good game as well. This pass rush is insane, and then their cornerbacks. They do take a bit of a drop off, but even with that Chiefs offensive line, this Washington Football Team defensive line is going to overwhelm it. It's going to overwhelm every offensive line in the NFL. It's going to keep every offensive coordinator up at night, not being able to sleep. And Patrick Mahomes is going to be running a lot in this game, man. He's going to be running a lot. So I'm going to take the Chiefs, though. I'm going to take the Chiefs because I think that they can chip with tight ends, running backs. I think they can do what they need to do to get this win. I think that defense will be able to stop. Don't get me wrong. I really like this Washington Football Team offense. Diami Brown, Terry McLaurin, Antonio Gibson, Logan Thomas, Ryan Fitz. But we have to see Ryan Fitz. We have to see how he's going to perform. And if this is one of those games where Ryan Fitz throws 4 touchdowns and has a really good game, I could see the Washington Football Team pulling this out. But I'm going to take the Chiefs in this game. And then you go Week 7 at the Tennessee Titans. Titans obviously really good team after acquiring, even before we're a really good team. Now with the newly acquired Julio Jones, when they already had AJ Brown, Derrick Henry, Ryan Tannehill, man, this offense is going to be deadly. And I think this offense, and I think the Titans defense is okay. It doesn't scare me. I don't think it's going to be enough to scare many teams. So, can the Titans keep up with the Chiefs? Yes, but with their running game. So I'm going to take Titans in this game against the Chiefs at home. I think Derrick Henry's going to be able to run it, keep the Chiefs off the field. I think Tannehill's going to be able to do what he needs to do. I think the Titans win this game. Week 8 at home versus the New York Giants, Monday Night Football. I'm going to have the Chiefs taking this game as well. The Giants are a really good defensive team. Big time on Daniel Jones, of course, and I'm never going to pick Daniel Jones over Patrick Mahomes. As we all know, I think we'd all pick Patrick Mahomes over Daniel Jones. That's no diss on Daniel Jones, but he does have a lot to learn. He does have things he has got to work on, as every player does. But at the end of the day, I don't think this Giants team improved as much as some people may think. But nonetheless, a really good Giants team. But I still have the Chiefs coming out with the win at home versus the New York Giants on Monday Night Primetime Football. Week 9 at home versus the Green Bay Packers at 3:25 p.m. I'm gonna take the Chiefs in this game as well. If Aaron Rodgers plays, it's gonna be a better game. But if Aaron Rodgers doesn't play, it's might not be as good as a game. It will not be as good as a game. MVP versus maybe second time MVP this year already. Former MVP versus really good freaking team that the Packers have if Aaron plays or not. But without Aaron, this may not be as fun as a game. So I have the Chiefs coming out of this game and winning regardless. Week 10 at the Las Vegas Raiders. 7:20 p.m. Sunday Night Football. I'm going to have the Chiefs taking this game. They're going to go to Las Vegas, and they're going to steal the show over in Las Vegas. And, don't get me wrong, this Raiders team is really good. but I don't think it's enough to take down the Chiefs. I don't think it's enough to, keep up with the Chiefs and maybe stop Patrick Mahomes once or twice, maybe three times. Like I said before, there's no such thing as stopping Patrick Mahomes. You got to hope to limit him. That's what you got to do. So I have the Chiefs coming out in that game. Week 11 at home versus the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys. This is going to be a fun game to watch, man. This is going to be a shootout. You know, the, the Cowboys have awesome receivers, an awesome quarterback, awesome running back, awesome offensive line if he could stay healthy. And then the Chiefs have, an awesome Tyreek Hill, awesome Nicole Hardman, Demarcus Robinson. They have all these guys that, can make a big difference. And, of course, Travis Kelce, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I think they'll be able to run on the Cowboys. I think they'll be able to do whatever they want on the Cowboys. And vice versa. I think the Cowboys are going to be able to do whatever they want versus that Chiefs defense, but I'm going to give the edge to the Chiefs because that Chiefs defense is capable of getting a stop or two. The Chiefs defense is a bit better than the Cowboys. Cowboys defense is still okay. It's, not okay, maybe a bit below average, but no, I'd take the Chiefs defense over the Cowboys. Um, and then you play Las Vegas Raiders again at home. I'm gonna have the Chiefs sweeping the Las Vegas Raiders. Yeah, the Raiders are a really good team, but I think the Chiefs are a better team, as we all know that the Chiefs are a bit of a better team. Um, that may not be the case this year, but I think that the Chiefs are better than the Raiders, and I think they're gonna sweep the Raiders. Very difficult to do, especially against a very talented team, but the Chiefs are just a different, is just a different breed at this point. Um, at the Los Angeles Chargers, Thursday Night Football. I'm gonna have the Chiefs taking this game. Um, they're gonna remember what happened the first time around, and they're gonna come back fighting, and they're gonna beat the Chargers the second time around. Week 16 at home versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think this is gonna be a Chiefs win again. Um, don't get me wrong. The Pittsburgh Steelers are a talented team. They have a really good defense, but I don't think they're going to be able to keep up with Patrick Mahomes even with that defense. Yeah, that defense is an amazing defense, but like I said earlier, there's only so much you can do against Patrick Mahomes. You have to be able to score 28 or more points against Patrick Mahomes to win. At the very least, 24. At the very least, 28. It's got to be a lot of points, and I don't think the Steelers are capable of doing that. I don't think they're capable of doing that. Yeah, the run game is really good. Yeah, the receivers are really good. Maybe they are capable. But if you ask me, I'm taking the Chiefs offense every day over the Pittsburgh Steelers offense, even with the Steelers defense. Week 17 and Week 18, I have them finishing off with 2 wins. No, yeah, the Denver Broncos are a really good team. Yeah, the Cincinnati Bengals is a really good team. But I think they finish out beating both of these teams. Maybe they do sit their starters week 18. And if they do, then the Broncos may win. Actually, yeah, I'm going to switch that now then because I think the Chiefs will have something clinched. So I'm going to take the Broncos because I'm going to predict them to sit their starters week 18. And then, of course, the Cincinnati Bengals, really good team as well, a team on the rise. But I think this is a game where Patrick Mahomes outscores his opponents. Of course, that's every game that you win, but just I think he's going to be able to outdo Joe Burrow, and I'm not a huge fan of that Cincinnati Bengals defense, but it is much better than last year. So that's all I got for you guys today. So I have them. I have them winning. The Browns, the Ravens, losing to the Chargers. That's 2-1. Beating the Eagles, beating the Bills, beating the Washington football team. That's 5-1. I have them losing to the Titans 5-2. I have them beating the Giants, beating the Packers, beating the Raiders and the Cowboys. That's 9-2. And then the bye week in week 12, which is nice. That's a late bye week. That's nice to get healthy, to get set. Week 13, Denver Broncos. I have them winning that game. The Las Vegas Raiders. I have them winning that game. I have them beating the Chargers. I have them beating the Steelers. Um, So it's 9 plus 12. That's 12. 12-2. Yeah, 12-2, I believe. Um, and then you have the Cincinnati Bang. No, I did something wrong here. No, no, I was doing it right. I had to pause the video to make sure, but I had the Chiefs going 14-3. Really good record. They can very easily go 15-2, 16-1. Maybe they do win the Tennessee game. Maybe they do win. There is a better chance that they do win the Week 3 matchup, and they maybe, you know, maybe lose at the Chargers. Maybe you could swap those, but nonetheless, really good Chiefs team, really good offense. Of course, they're going to be the favorites to go to the Super Bowl, to maybe win the Super Bowl. As long as they have Patrick Mahomes at helm and they have decent offense line. They have Tyreek Hill. They have Travis Kelce. They have Clyde Edwards-Helaire. They have Tyrann Mathieu on defense. They have Travarius Lord, Lavarius Need. They have Chris Jones, Frank Clark, um, Swarrenson, Thornhill. Um, yeah, this Chiefs team is really freaking good, man, as we all know, and it's nothing's going to change this year as long as Patrick Mahomes stays healthy and this team stays healthy. So that's all I got for you guys today. I thank you for tuning into the JDW Sports Talk Show. And as always, I will catch you guys next time.